What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? UCB Uncommon Bond Podcast. A little bit of Black Rob. Whoa. We have a special guest in the building, as they would say on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Coach Warner. Welcome, sir.
What's up, sir? Happy to be here.
Yes, sir. Listen, before we even get started, even though we are technically started, there's a reason why I just played Whoa and
all right.
instrumental, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because, and this for all podcasters and people that use the Zoom. So I recorded a short episode just thinking about the things that are happening in the world today, some topics that we are actually going to touch on. And I was going to release it last night just to have my therapeutic session with the world. Yeah. And when I uploaded it to YouTube, they told me no one's going to see this. And the reason why was 10 seconds at the beginning, I played some Sade. I know Sade is protected. Those copyrights came right on out, and they were like,
nah, man.
You won't be using this.
Yeah, they'll mess around with that.
They'll mess with Sade. So, right here, tell the people who you are, what you represent, and where they can find you.
Yeah, man, Laroy Warner, personal trainer, gym owner, owner of Iron Camp, Greenwich, Connecticut. You'll find me on the socials, theironcamp.com. That's the website too. You'll find me, socials, first name, last name, Laroy Warner. There used to be a .com, but not anymore.
You said gym owner.
Yeah.
What put you in the position? Well, not even in the position. What made you feel like that's what you wanted to do? What field were you in before owning a gym?
Before the personal training stuff, I worked at Morgan Stanley. So firstly, we ran a production area where we did pitch books. We printed them out, printed them, shipped them like a fancy print shop, right? Okay. So I was there until 2008. If I keep looking now, it's my cat. She keeps meowing. Yes, you. I worked there up until 2008. Okay. Then the market crashed, and then they didn't need my position anymore. And then I was good enough where I had some savings. I kind of chilled out for a year. I was always in the gym. I played football, obviously, so I had a good idea of what lifting is. I've been in the gym since I was like 14. My boy worked in Griner. He's like, yo, why don't you become a trainer? He actually been telling me for like a few years. I always been like, nah, I'm good. I got a real job. I'm not trying to become a trainer.
I got a real job.
And I got a real job. Then I didn't have a real job anymore. Right. So I'm like, you know what? Let me try this training thing. And I've been at it since. So I've been training since 09, something like that. And then there's the general stuff with these things. If you have an interest in kind of growing it, I was in a commercial gym. Right. I built up a base once I was outside of the commercial gym, taking out 60% of my check. I started working out a couple of studios, right? Okay. And then, I built up a better base. Once I was tired of paying them rent, I was like, listen, I can pay my own rent, and then I'll open my own spot.
All right. Okay. So you're in Greenwich, Connecticut.
Yup.
And you've been there how long?
Maybe 13 years, 12, 13 years, something like that.
All right. Okay. Yep. Listen, men and women alike have fitness goals. You posted something recently that I thought was very intriguing. And you said that it's not people's lack of working hard, it's understanding what's required. Yeah. Break that down. When it comes to fitness goals, why do the most of us, and I'm probably one of, lack the understanding of the work?
And I mean, we'll keep fitness, but you can broaden this to everything, right? I mean, everybody works, everybody works hard. There's not a lot of lazy people, at least that I know, right? Okay. Or even have in my life. We don't have a bunch of them, but everybody's not where they want to be, right? Whether it's life, fitness, so on and so forth. So, one is it could be a lack of understanding of what we need to do to get to where we think we want to be, which could be extreme. So we'll take it for fitness, and this is going to be an easier one. So we'll say most women, right? We'll say most women, You know, they want to be lean, you know, they want to have some definition, they won't be too big, you know, so on and so forth, right? And then they'll look at people and point them out. So, oh, I want to do what she's doing. Oh, I want to look like her. I want to look like this person. It's like, okay. A couple of things are different. And you know, men and women, it's like, all right, one, that person could just be genetically gifted.
Right.
So the shit you're busting your ass to get to,
right,
they wake up and live life and they are who they are. Right? They do 10 push-ups, right? They do 5 sit-ups, they eat some ice cream, they rip, they lean, you know, genetically gifted people, and those exist, right?
Yes.
And a lot of people have a problem, not a problem, it's tough time to understand that they're just going to be people genetically gifted.
Right.
Right. But genetics is a reason, but never an excuse. Right. So you could get to that place, but the work that you're doing is just not enough to get to that place. Now, you know, is that particularly health? Nah, usually it's like, I want to look at this, I want to look so extreme, which is, this stuff is extreme, right?
Right.
The people we see on the internet, you know, the people are like for guys too, 6'2", 230, ripped and lean. That's extreme. Right. Most people don't live like that. Most people don't look like that. Right? Right. So like, you know, the 3-4 hours, 5 hours in the gym, that's good. That's hard work. That's great for you. That's great for 95% of people. But that 3% look that you're trying to get to is an extreme. And then that hard work you're doing just not enough to get to that extreme. Right. And this is why at the end of it, you know, I said either make the change or make peace. Right. Either do that extreme work. Right. Or just make peace and be happy with, you know, where you are or your progress. So those are the two options. Make changes or make peace.
Make changes. I like that. Make change or make peace. Make peace with what you see in the mirror. Be happy with what you have.
Right. Or be happy with the work you're willing to put in. Right. I mean, people work, you have a 9 to 5, you have kids, you have other responsibilities, you like your lifestyle. Because a lot of those things you'll have to give up to get whatever kind of extremeness, whether it's a look or whatever, to get to that place, right? So, you know, kind of like work on you, be happy.
Oh, you can give up sleep.
Yeah, listen, and sleep's fucking important. You know, I don't preach about sleep like most people do, only because I ain't got no kids. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, I got my own gym. You know, I can kind of sum up. So I don't like to preach on sleep.
Okay.
Because a lot of people just can't get the 8, you know, hours, 7 hours required just for like healthy living, even though we all need it. But I'm not one to preach on it because my lifestyle's different.
How important though, like when it comes to maintaining your health, and then even people that we have these extreme diets, all of these teas, and people don't always, and we've talked about this before, marry the work that you do as well as what you're putting into your body. Like, what are you eating?
Yeah.
They are married.
Yep, absolutely. So, you know, let's say you work out 5 times a week, right?
Right.
Let's say you work out 5 times a week, an hour, you know, every time you work out. That's 5 hours out of 168 in a week, right? So what else are we doing in our life to maximize that work? And that's the diet. You know, your diet is like 75 to 80% of 1, health, 2, how you look, and 3, being able to really utilize what you do in the gym. Like that, yeah, that's not something you can skip. That's not something you get out trained. Like, you know, again, you know, that there's a 1% out there that can kind of like live life through whatever they want. Most of us cannot. Right. You know, if we want longevity, you want to look a certain way, you want to be a certain way, you know, diet is paramount. That's like 80% of it.
Right. What we're putting into our bodies. And that's a lot of times where we go left a little bit. We'll do all the work, but then we'll go eat a bunch of fried food.
Exactly. You know, and a lot, you know, is taking the time to get the right information, because there's a lot of information. I can see how it'd be tough, you know, if you're not in the industry, to kind of like, you get all these things at you, whether it's like a detox or a vegan or whatever the new hot product is to get you where, you know, these are charlatans, right? Like there's no commercial for the shit that works, because the stuff that works is boring, right? You know, there's no commercials for it, so there's all these gimmicks and things like that, and you know, a lot of it is just basic stuff that's gonna get you where you want to be, but basic isn't sexy, basic isn't marketable. So
so when it comes to females, I'm asked this question a lot. They like the HIIT workouts, they like cardio and all of that stuff, but then when it comes to weights, some, not all, they're a little intimidated by it. And a female friend of mine said to me, like, I don't think lifting weights is sexy. Like, I can't be sexy if I'm lifting weights. I'm gonna get bulky. Is that true?
Nah, you get bulky with your food. You don't get bulky in the gym. Nah, like and this is my base is like 75% women. The adults, 80% women, my base, right? And then kids go, it's kind of mixed up kind of athletes. Right. But like for the most part, adults like 80% women that have at the gym. And a lot of it is just buying into the strength training, because what a lot of women think they'll look like, bulky, jacked. I mean, that's so hard to do, man. Like, I wish it was that easy to get that jacked and big as they think it is, So it's like, so when I talk to clients, when they say these things, I try to get to the root of it. It's like, where's this information come from? Where you hearing this from? And then we kind of knock it down from there. But it's really hard to get muscular.
Right.
Men or women, even harder for women, right? So like being muscular is their issue. They probably won't be muscular. If they have an issue with looking manly, I don't know a bunch of dudes who have a bunch of muscles personally. So like if you Google the average male body, you probably wouldn't call it masculine.
This is true.
If it's the muscular look they don't want, they don't have to get it. They probably won't, honestly speaking, unless they're really trying to do things like that. That shit doesn't happen by accident. You can't do like 5 curls like, oh shit, I got muscles.
Right.
Like those are plans and things you get to do. So, and then the weights have so many other health benefits in terms of bone density, general health, general strength. I tell my people all the time is that you want to be able to get right back up when you're 85 when you fall.
Right.
And that's the
weights
point
helps with that.
For the most part.
Weights help with promoting stronger bones.
Yeah. Increased bone density, just overall strength, ligaments, joints, all that stuff comes with strength training. So just from a general health perspective, like you need it, like a minimum 3 sessions a week, 3 hours a week, just generally strength training. But like, yeah, you can't. So think of all the runners, right? How many people have been running for a long time? They need knee replacements. They got all these ailments because they don't do the strength training with it. Doesn't mean running is bad. It just means their body's not strong enough to put the stress, or body's not strong enough to accommodate the stress that you're putting on it.
Right. So in your field, I find that in this day of social media, and we're gonna get that, there's a lot of people, like the way you just broke that down. I get it. I understand it. You did it in layman's terms, but I know that you know what you're talking about. There are a lot of trainers out here telling us a lot of stuff.
There is.
It ain't all genuine, and a lot of it don't make sense.
No.
How do you survive in the world of the phony?
So it's tricky, right? And I used to get frustrated when I was a younger trainer, and now I kind of get it. So going back to genetics, right? Which is again a real thing. I hate to keep bringing it up, but it's real. A lot of people look good and good to go, right? Jack, lean, ripped. You see their workout doing push-ups, sit-ups, bunch of who's a dude that's fucking bench pressing couches and fucking curling.
Yeah, curling couches, got chairs.
Yeah, all that shit, right? So, and then I just hope when people look like that, they take the time to educate themselves and say, hey, listen, I may look like this,
right?
But 1, this is the other work I do. 2, this is the diet I do. This is the stuff I'm showing social media. These are the boring, monotonous things I do 12, 8, 16 weeks to get the look I want. And not so much like, oh, if you do what I do, then you'll get my body. That's the shit I don't like, right? It's like, if you're going to be in this field, just educate yourself, right? Be able to teach other people who don't look like you physically, how to get to wherever their goal is. Like for me, my fucking 5'10", 200 pound, 220 pound black dude, my clients won't look like me. Right. Yeah. Like, my moms don't want to look like me. Their husbands don't want to see some somebody walking, that's not their thing, right?
Right.
So, I can't be like, oh, just do these exercises I do and you get them. I explain, hey, listen, these are the things you need to do to get the body you want.
Okay.
Right? And mostly things are basic anyway.
Right.
But that's the truth of it. So like, there's a bunch of charlatans out there, you know, a bunch of dudes that are on gear who won't say they don't gear, and that's fine. But like, just be honest, be upright, and just educate yourself so you can train people as opposed to like doing some shit you just do.
Right, where you just got, like, I saw a dude the other day, he had like jump rope, 110-pound weight, and a kettlebell. And they're going through these workouts, and I'm like, I don't know if
I couldn't imagine what it's doing for anybody. But, you know, and then on the flip side, right, from a consumer perspective, you know, just generally, they want to gravitate toward what's easy, right?
Right.
What's easy, what looks good. So it's like the work, and the work is hard, is monotonous, is long. It takes a long time to get results. It's no quick
fix,
fancy.
right?
It's not a quick fix, and the shit is boring. But you know, it's like for me, you know, I have clients who be like, "Oh, you must love working. Now you're here every day." Blah, blah. I was like, "Man, that shit sucks."
Right, right.
You know, everything's heavy. I wake up early. You know, I'm old, right? But like, I couldn't imagine being small. I couldn't imagine being weak. I couldn't imagine not being strong. And those, the end result for me is what keeps me motivated. Not so much I love to work out, right? So it's like, find a goal, find something, you know, and for trainers, just be able to teach whatever they're trying to do.
Right. And when you speak of that, you just broke down like your height and your weight. So for those that don't know, we were teammates. We played ball together, right? And this was my safety in the back that was just knocking heads loose.
I hit people.
That just destroyed hitting people. Literally, that's it. He just wanted to run around hitting people.
Bang.
Which was fine. Because I
wanted to look pretty on the field and bang. That's it.
Right, and bang. You know what I mean? And I wanted that. I wanted half of that. I wanted to look pretty.
Look pretty, not bang.
That banging wasn't really my thing, which leads me to some things that are current, which I met a gentleman I met one time.
Okay.
I love, and you know I love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you call me?
Prime.
Prime. Yeah. I love me some Prime.
Listen, Prime, my favorite football player ever.
Love Prime. I asked him, Stephen A. Smith had a show back in the day called Quite Frankly, and they filmed in Manhattan. And I was able to get, my man got tickets for us. So we went.
Yeah.
He was in the audience, and I got to ask Prime a question.
Oh, nice. What you asked?
It was crazy. So I asked him about not being considered by most a complete corner, meaning a guy that could play the pass and the run and his tackling abilities. And he was incensed. I got his attention, you know, and I was saying it like, yo, I support you. I believe you make tackles.
Hey, it ain't coming for me.
Right, it ain't me, but I want to know, what do you say to those people?
Yeah.
And he said, yo, of course he did I tackled every bill my mama ever gave me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He did that. And then he was like, show me a footage of me missing a bunch of tackles. And you can't.
You can't. So I forgot who he was on set with. He did a show. It might have been like Rod Woodson, right? And you know, something came up, they was giving him shit for like not tackling nobody, right? Mm-hmm. And I probably mentioned vividly, Prime was like, you never see me miss a tackle. I seen you miss some tackles. You never see me miss a tackle.
True.
You know?
Truth. So listen, he's in the news. He's in the news right now, right?
He is.
He went to JSU, HBCU. Everybody loved it. Then he gets a job at a Power 5, a PWI, Colorado, and he leaves.
Yep, the worst one. The worst Power 5.
The worst Power 5. The 1-11 team with a starting quarterback that threw for 600 yards in a season.
Ain't the starter no more.
Right. but now, he was in the transfer portal quick.
Immediately, all of them. Uh-huh.
What's the problem here with a lot of our people being mad and upset at him? Do you think that this was wrong?
So, okay, did you go to an HBCU?
No, I did not. I'm PWI too. I
think that's a lot of it, right? Because I didn't HBCU, like I didn't even finish college. But like, you know, I think there's a community of us that went to HBCUs and kind of feel differently about how it went about, right? And listen, we all tried to get jobs before. We all lie on the resume. We all do what we need to do to get a point, right?
Right.
So but even though Prime is Prime, I'm sure he had to say some things like, hey, you know, this is, you know, this God led me to be here, and so and so, you know, he said whatever the spill you need to say to get a fucking job.
Car salesman.
Right. Okay. So I think a lot of HBCU people are attached to that, you know, because there's a bigger thing, right? Where whether it's like the minor leagues, remember the black league, the baseball league, everybody picking out the talent, but like not fucking filling up the infrastructure. So I think it's a lot of that kind of feeling, right?
Right.
But I think we villainize the wrong people for the feeling. We can't villainize any one of us for doing better.
Right. For
the
doing
more
better.
of us that do better, the better it is for the collective.
For everybody,
right?
But that's what they don't.
For everybody, if everybody take care of their own individually, we're all good.
Right.
Right. I feel like we're the only ones that ask us to sacrifice our shit to bring
Always.
Other people along.
Always.
Right.
When it comes to clothing, yo, give me a deal.
Right.
I give you full price.
Yo, let me get this session for free. It's all of it, right? You know, it's all these things that they ask us, which again, I don't know every other community. Right. So I don't pretend to, but it feels like it's not the case that there's an asking for. Now, there might be an expectation to put somebody on.
Right.
And if you're able to put people on, that's dope. Right. But you can't put people on unless you're good. And that should always be the number one priority. Right. So in the case of Prime, this dude's making, not that he needed it, but it's not really the point. Don't check pockets. He's making way more money in Colorado. Right. He's bringing people with him.
Right.
You know, obviously it's Colorado. He can't bring a staff full of black people, but it's probably mostly people, or
it's going to be predominant.
It's going to be people he knows.
Right.
Right. Which is the crux of a lot of this old stuff is like, you know, owners, GM's going to hire people they know.
Right.
He's hiring people they know. He's hiring people he knows, and the people he knows look like us.
Yep.
So then we're in these better positions, right? And then we could kind of pull people along. So it's like when those things happen, it just elevates everybody. I find it, I'm not shocked. I do find it interesting that many people are upset and why they're upset. What did they think the alternative should have been?
Right. No, he was supposed to die at JSU. Like he was supposed to coach there till he was 90.
The whole time. You're supposed to lead the whole HBCU, and then we all gonna fucking compete with Alabama,
right?
And Clemson,
right?
And, come on, what are we doing?
How do we then? If we don't bring in his staff, let's say he brings 6 minority coaches to a PWI, and then those 6 start to branch off and do their own thing in PWIs. Is that not helping us more than if you said Jackson State?
Yeah, and not only that, it's like what like, and again, I did HBCU. I got my views on college regardless, but like at the end of the day, all these colleges, whether it's black or not, is just exploiting athletes, right? So you just mad. So you mad that y'all can't exploit because you can't pay these athletes what they're gonna get paid in Colorado's other schools. So what are you offering? Right. To one, have this dude stay, 2, get more kids in, because kids only came there because
he was
kids
that
only came there for football came there for him, not HBCU. I want to separate it.
Right.
People that came for football came for Deion. Right.
He's not responsible, right? For HBCUs. He was responsible for JSU.
That's it.
That's where people get it messed up. And now there's this love affair with HBCUs for those that kind of caught the Prime wave based off him. And everybody thinks, I've literally talked to a few people that thought the SWAC was the only conference that HBCUs have.
Yeah. But that's another conferences.
Thing, right? There's the MEAC. There's other conferences.
You know, once you start to like question or grill people on their outrage, it becomes comical.
Right.
Because they don't even know enough to be outraged.
Right. He's like, yo, man, why would he leave HBCUs, man? Like the SWAC needs him. I'm like, so what about the schools that aren't in the SWAC? My daughter goes to North Carolina A&T, HBCU. They are not in the SWAC.
That's SWAC school.
So what's he doing to them? Because her homecoming was flooded this year.
Yeah.
I don't think they were there for Prime.
Yeah, and it's the same. The Jackson State's going to be Jackson State regardless.
If you love that environment, my thing is, whoever went to homecoming this year, the Snoops and all the other rappers and known celebrities, keep going. You don't have to stop going now that Prime's not there.
Nah, and listen, you think if Eddie Jones get an offer from Ohio State, not Eddie Jones, you think Eddie George get an offer from Ohio State, he ain't gonna leave his HBCU?
Right, yeah. You think he's gonna stay where he's at? No, he's out. And he's gonna take minority coaches with him. And that's
he should leave because there's a better opportunity for him and his family.
Right.
And then there's a better opportunity for us because we have people in high positions to offer us jobs. Like I was
I polled this week, is he a great man, a good coach, all of those things? or is he a great dad? Like people forget that he has 2 sons that aspire to go to the NFL. And if you're a player, you're a player. They'll fight you.
Yep.
Why not give them the exposure of a PWI for a couple of years? He brought them to Jackson. Now you take him, your quarterback and your safety. The safety's a little disgruntled. He's not happy about going, I don't think.
But it's so, I mean, the dad thing's a little bit tricky, right? Because we're not in the household.
Right.
We don't know how much these kids even love football. You know, we don't know. We don't know how much these kids even want to be in this. Colorado's a tough sell. I mean, look,
tough sell.
Look, I mean, I got my people I like. You know, however, it feels like at that age, going from being a man at HBCU just feels different than being a man at college.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's a different experience.
Imagine you look like this. Like, it's different.
It's a little different.
I can imagine being a little tight at 19. Because if you're being really real, like, I mean, is he going to be in the NFL? Who don't know, right? It's a lot. No matter what name's attached to the back end name, it's going to be a lottery no matter what, right?
Right.
If you're going to be in college, you might as well have fun. For them. Right. Because they don't need it.
Right. And he brought his daughter out there, too, to play basketball.
Yeah.
Well, there's my thing, right? And we're going to get off this topic, but in his first year of coaching there, they broke into the locker room, stole his wallet with credit cards, his boombox. Like, he literally got on stage after the game, post-game presser, upset.
Yeah, I remember.
And after that, stayed 2 more years when he was robbed within the first few months.
It's been hard pressed to keep me at that job to get robbed.
Right. Where was all this rage then? Like, why weren't we getting on people for stealing from this man that we loved to come in here? And they broke into his son's car a couple of times.
Yeah, like, it's the same shit. You know, people have to think once the community feels like you're betraying us, it becomes like Uncle Tom. Oh, you ain't shit. Forgot where you come from. It's all the same shit. Like, oh, check it when you come back. It's all the same kind of energy. It was all, you know, it's all shit.
Oh, I'm done with him. There's people online. I'm done with him. He can keep it. Let the PWI, let the whites have him. It's like you're missing the
whole point.
You're missing the point. If he goes over there, he's successful and finds love with other people. My only problem with his self is the God part. God took me here, and now God's taking me to Colorado.
Yeah, but
God's going to take him somewhere else.
You start getting into this talk, it's going to be funny no matter what.
Right.
You start getting into church talk funny.
Right. What is it? His goal? It's a destination. Have a destination.
Hey, Kai said God let him places too.
Yeah. Look where God has taken Brother Ye. Some interesting places.
God is that. Right? I won't go too deep in that, but yeah, it is funny. You do lose when you start talking about stuff like that.
Right. So there's another thing that I pulled this week, and we asked people, and it was President Biden brings home Brittney Griner.
Yeah.
The female basketball player, Phoenix Mercury, Team USA. Yeah. She goes over to Russia to play ball because the WNBA doesn't pay that well, but they pay overseas pretty well. She gets caught with
where the money is.
Right. She went where the money was. She got caught with a little paraphernalia. She made a mistake. You gotta own that part.
You in a whole other country. You can't be fucking around.
But we trade her, one of the world's best trades, right? Mr. Biden should look into NFL ownership. We trade this basketball playing female for a known arms dealer and conspire with terrorists. Is this fair? Is this a good trade?
So, all right, like all trades, right? We don't have leverage, right? You're gonna lose the trade, and it's all trade. Listen, this trade logic is the same trade logic. You're trying to put this shit in Madden to 2K, right?
Right.
It's like, listen. They asked me, we got to bring this shit back. What can we give to bring this shit back?
Right,
bro. I mean, you can't get it back for free. So we want this, and that. It's like, okay, wait. Hold. We'll give you this, dude. Right. Right? Because like somebody's gonna lose this trade
every time.
At the end of the day, right? So it looks funny. Optically, it's hilarious. You know, I think the dude that we did try, I'm sure. When did we get him? It was like a long time. He's been out of doing whatever he does for a very long time, right? So I think it is more like that outrage machine that optically just looks really fucking funny that we took a basketball player and gave up an arms dealer. I think it's more optics, and this shit's funny. Like, it's not more than funny. Literally, nothing will come from this.
It's a good point, right? Like, we're up in arms about everything. Can it not be that? Okay, we're happy that this woman is home.
Yeah,
and we know that the trade was messed up. It's okay.
Yeah,
like we can't be mad. Like, I can't believe she's home. Like, she should still be over there. Why?
Yeah,
like 2 for 1.
You supposed to play hardball for fucking Brittney.
The Russians came in and said, we want this guy.
This one.
And we're only doing 1 for 1. And they never changed their stance.
Nah, but like, what you gonna do? Like, you can't. He's in a fucked up spot. I hate defending any politician, but like, all right, like he can't be like, listen, you fucked up. You can't be smoking out there, right?
Right.
Because it's not a fair trade.
Right, but like, I'm gonna bring you home
for the betterment of the country. You got to stay in this jail because we're not giving up this arms dealer. Like, imagine if you said that shit.
Right. Like, you got to stay for 10 years, man.
You gotta stay, man. You gotta, take this L.
Look, at the end of the day,
you've been serving the country.
He's a president, right? And he's gonna be up for re-election, right? Look at the big boxes he checks off by bringing her home: the black vote, the HBs. What was
you think he gets? All right, Tom. You think he's getting boxes checked by it?
Well, listen. You get the black vote. You get the LGBTQ. Community, what I mean? And you get the women. Those are big boxes to check when you're running for office.
Well, at least for the party. I don't think for Biden. I don't think anybody on either side really rock with Biden like
True. Look, Sleepy Joe is going to be a legend on these streets for a long time.
Him and his fucking son.
But he ain't going to be able to beat Trump or whoever else is going to run without doing.
Nah, you got to work. But yeah, listen, it's about time, Democrats, shook and jive our vote, right?
Right? Listen, he lost me when he got on the Breakfast Club talking about, if you say you're black, then you vote for me. Like, it's that.
You better shook and jive for these.
You better dance a little bit, boy. Yeah. Come on, I'm gonna need you to do a little soft shoe, Joe.
You see what they doing over there? You better do the same thing. Jiggle a little bit.
Can I see you get jiggy with it one time, Joe?
Let me see. Come on, get this 2-step in. Let me see something. Eat these collard greens.
Poor Kamala. I was so glad just to see her when they were released. Like, I'm so glad that she was finally able to, because the last time I saw her, she was saying, "We did it, Joe," and that was it. That was the last time I saw her.
Listen, but she's smart, right? Like, she's like, listen, the less I say, the less I'm in these fucking cameras. I'm gonna just do my thing. I'm gonna chill out.
Right.
You do the shit in front. They ain't gonna attack me. I'm gonna chill out. She doing it the right way. We don't want to hear from her. She's the vice president. Why should we be hearing from her? You shouldn't be hearing from any vice president. Right. They just in case folk. Like, we know what the deal was. Like, she couldn't run. We got then for when they do the re-election, next election, then you pop up. So listen,
pop off, right? She's gonna be back out here with them Converse and Tim's on, talking about all the rappers that she loves.
All that. Yeah, I love Snoop Doggity Dogg.
Oh, right. Snoop Diggity. I get jiggy with all that.
I get jiggy with all these things.
Back out there doing her.
I am down.
You gotta love her. She'll be waving the Jamaican flag, the AKA flag. She'll bring us, rope us back in.
Everything. She got it.
Bro, you need to see me disappear for 4 more years. Come on, yo.
Yeah, no. Listen, sometimes the best place to be, right?
Look, before we get out of here, there is somebody else that I want to briefly touch on.
Oh, yeah.
Who is locked up, but dropped a hell of an album the other day. Let me tell you, I don't know if you've listened to it, and I know there's going to be a lot of heat in my back, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to hear it.
I'm all for separating the artist from the art.
Damn. That's it. That's it.
I'm not going to let this horrible human being steal my joy.
That's right. I'm a step in the name of love, then.
Not only that. I don't think he get money from this, which is also helpful.
No, not at all. He gets no money.
All right, cool. So
I don't even think he agreed to let it out, supposedly.
He didn't make no money.
Right.
I didn't make no money. Yeah, like, listen, this dude, the saddest part about all this shit, right, and when we talk about our community again, we knew this since I was 14. This was like, we knew the R. Kelly shit, way back when, since like 97. Right? We all knew, right? And we didn't do what we need to do to protect the people, his victims, as a community.
Right. We did.
You know, which is unfortunate.
Parents failed.
You know, well, first and foremost, parents.
Come on. Imagine you're at a concert with your child. This man asked her to come up on stage with him, and it's a teenager, and you let her go.
Goes without saying.
And then they close the lights down. They raise the curtain again. Your daughter's gone. Surprise.
Yeah. Come on, we all knew the deal. You know, we knew the deal. Whatever the leadership, like ain't like he tried to hide much.
He did not try to hide it.
So I'm not gonna switch up now and be like, oh, I'm not gonna listen to music. I mean, we all knew. I listened to music before. You know, it's unfortunate. I wasn't gonna go to no concert.
Right. But I'm gonna listen to that music.
No, but listen.
Have you heard any of the tracks on this?
If we opted not to listen to or watch or take in any form of entertainment from horrible people, we would not be mostly entertained.
Right. Like this man made "I Believe I Can Fly." Are you kidding me? That's gonna do infamy. Are we throwing that? We can't. He got
hits upon hits, man. I'm not gonna let him steal my joy. That's how he stole my joy.
Well, Beyonce said, "You won't take my soul."
Nope.
You won't take my soul. Listen, he got a song on that album called Angel. Whew, my goodness. If I don't hear that at the next few weddings, I'm just telling you, the man's bona fide stud in the studio.
I mean, listen, that's Kels.
It's Kels.
Listen,
man. It's been great rapping with you, telling people where you can find you, and also you podcast.
Yeah. I got a podcast called Barbells and Booty. Me and my yoga instructor.
Yeah, Booty, I got to come and hang out with y'all.
Wisdom, right? Look at that shit.
Right. Yeah, and listen, y'all be going in. I love the topic.
It's perfect for me because I'm not a big talker, and she loves to talk.
Okay,
right? That's right up my alley.
Barbells and Booty.
Barbells and Booty, right? We're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts. We have Instagram, Barbells and Booty on Instagram. Keep it updated. But yeah, it's a fun little pod. We touched on everything, a little bit of fitness, everything else.
Yes, sir. Listen, I've enjoyed the time.
No, absolutely.
Thank you for coming. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Listen, I encourage all those to follow you. Iron Camp, right?
Yeah. The Iron Camp on all social medias. If you want a little less fitness, a little more fuckery, Laroy Warner on all social medias.
That's where you can find less fitness, more fuckery. Or
less fitness, more fuckery.
If you want more fitness, then you go to Iron Camp.
You go to Iron Camp.
And if you want it all, you go to Barbells and Booty.
Mostly fuckery.
Mostly fuckery, a little bit of fitness.
A little bit of fitness.
80% of your clients pretty much female.
Yeah, most of and you know that's you know how it is. So like we think we know everything, so why would we pay?
Right.
That's how that goes.
Listen, it's a beautiful situation. I've been there. I loved it. I thought it was nice. It's clean as hell.
It gotta be. You see why I'm at? Imagine me having a dirty gym up there.
One of the cleanest gyms I've ever been in.
You know?
Man, this is nice.
You know? This got the fence, got towels, got the water, clean. It's purple, not aggressive. You know?
I appreciate you for coming on, man.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Yep. Everybody out there, the community, thank you. Like, share, subscribe, follow, tell a friend to tell a friend. Uncommon Bomb Podcast. My other, half-retired co-hosts that are still out there lingering. MC, Gift the Gab, R&B Reem, King Picasso, and G Gorgeous. Myself by himself, Steph, and my man here, Laroy Warner. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the conversation. And listen, we got to do this again.
Absolutely.
Y'all take it easy. Take it light. Have a great rest of your weekend. Yeah.